This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. The Cortez Bridge has been a landmark in Manatee County for about 6 decades now, but it no longer meets bridge standards for the state of Florida. Now, the Florida Department of Transportation is looking at 2 replacement options. ABC7's Erica Jackson shows us what could replace the aging drawbridge.
It could be another decade before crews begin construction, but right now the Florida Department of Transportation is looking at different options so it can replace the Cortez Bridge.
Some people say it's the drawbridge, some people say it's the light. I think it's a combination of both.
Jed Lippincott is the chief operating officer at the Seafood Shack in Cortez. He believes the traffic light at the intersection of Gulf of Mexico Drive and Cortez Road is adding to the traffic issues on the Cortez Bridge, but also blames the congestion on the drawbridge openings.
And they'll be sitting in the same spot long enough that it's almost like they could take out a barbecue grill and cook their own food.
FDOT is considering 2 alternatives to limit the number of openings. A 35-foot bascule drawbridge, which would reduce openings by 32% and cost about $107 million. And a 65-foot fixed-span bridge with a price tag of $79 million. Both bridges would require normal maintenance, but the bascule bridge would require a bridge tender and additional maintenance.
The maintenance costs on a bascule bridge, besides the normal bridge maintenance, we also have the mechanical maintenance on these bridges because they are in constant use pretty much 24 hours a day.
Manatee County Commissioner Stephen Johnson oversees District 3, which includes Cortez and the Barrier Islands. He believes the bridge needs to accommodate the area's growth over the next 75 years, which is how long the new bridge is expected to last.
You have a lot of development proposed for Cortez right now. Peninsula Bay as well as Lake Flores. That's going to bring probably at least another 10,000 residents into that area.
FDOT doesn't plan to make any final decisions before hearing feedback from residents and plans to hold a public forum sometime in the summer. Reporting in Cortez, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Erica, thank you. Heroin use continues to rise across the country, and now that trend has taken over the Suncoast. A recent study shows Manatee County ranks as the highest in the state for overdoses. This after a recent batch of heroin found in the streets of Sarasota proved to be deadly. 4 deaths and 7 overdoses happened just 7 days last week. And a recovering addict we spoke with says buying heroin on the Suncoast is as easy as buying a loaf of bread.
I know that I can go right across the street. I can see syringes laying everywhere. But I have to think about it. I have to think it through. I have to think, where did I just come from?
State lawmakers are working to crack down on the heroin epidemic. A bill has been introduced that would charge dealers with murder if they provide drugs that result in a fatal overdose. Florida is also set to receive $27 million from the federal government to confront the problem. We'll have the latest on the struggle to control the epidemic coming up tonight on ABC7 News at 7. Right now, Manatee County commissioners are discussing reports of cancer cases from a Bradenton area high school. Several alumni from Bayshore High claim they had gotten cancer or autoimmune diseases from contaminated groundwater and soil on the school's campus. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now live from that meeting with the latest. Dwayne?
Well, good afternoon, Scott. Manatee County commissioners did raise a concern about some type of hazardous materials being on school grounds in the past and in the present. Manatee health officials were also represented at this meeting. They brought up test results from 2007 as well as tank closure reports. They also mentioned files compiled by the DEP. They say they can't find any link whatsoever to cancer, although they do admit there are a lot of variables and unknowns. Family members spoke during public comment to represent loved ones with cancer, one suggesting the school should be shut down completely. Commissioners eventually made a motion to schedule a meeting with the school board and the health department in 30 days.
I'm thrilled that they are considering meeting in the next 30 days. I do think that it needs to be a joint effort. I think each division holds each other accountable.
The commissioners made it a point to say this is not over yet, assuring those affected that they will have some answers. Reporting live in Bradenton, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. For the second year in a row, Pineview School in Osprey is celebrating a huge honor. The U.S. News and World Report ranking Pineview as the #1 public high school in Florida. It's listed as the 13th best high school in the nation. Only 7 schools in the entire state of Florida even made the list of the top 50 best high schools in the nation. Rankings are based on enrollment, advanced placement, testing scores, and graduation rates. More than 28,000 schools were analyzed for this prestigious recognition. Our congratulations to Pineview. Now let's get a check on our weather today. Beautiful day on the Sun Coast. Here's Bob Harrigan with more.
Yeah, it's nice to see that low humidity around this morning with temperatures into the low 60s for the most part up and down the coast, even some upper 50s well inland. And we had a lot of sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures didn't warm all that much near the coast because of that westerly wind. Water temperatures down to the mid to upper 70s, and it's out of the west now at 10. The pressure 2985 and rising slightly. The area of low pressure, which brought us some rain, not enough over the weekend. Well, it's scooting up the coast now and moving through and causing all sorts of headaches with some clouds and heavy showers stretching all the way from Virginia through Maine this afternoon. That same system behind it has brought us the dry air in place. The mid to upper levels of the atmosphere really dry right now. Unfortunately, that means that's going to stick around throughout all of this week and not much chance for rainfall. More in the forecast in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. After going nearly 12 years without executing an inmate, Arkansas now has executed 3 in a few days, including 2 in one night. Jack Jones and Marcel Williams receiving lethal injections on the same gurney Monday night, just about 3 hours apart. It was the first double execution in the United States since the year 2000. Williams's execution was delayed after a judge agreed to temporarily halt it over claims that the Jones execution was not carried out properly. Williams was briefly removed from the death chamber and then returned after that stay was lifted. A follow-up now on the future plans for the site of the worst mass shooting in recent U.S. history. The owner of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando wants to build a memorial on the club's property. Barbara Poma says she will announce details for that memorial next week. In the months after the massacre, the city of Orlando proposed buying the club for around $2 million so it could be turned into a memorial, but Poma turned that offer down. 49 people were killed, dozens more injured during the shooting last June. New video and an audio recording are revealing more on the story of what exactly happened on a United flight in Chicago that led to a firestorm. The first video release shows Dr. David Dow being dragged off a flight. We've seen that. And now new surveillance video shows Dow and his wife boarding the plane and then his wife running off and then back on. And after the scuffle, the video shows what appears to be a bloodied officer exiting the jetway. Dow's attorney says they are getting ready to take legal action.
It escalated in his case to physical harm unnecessarily when he was lawfully where he was entitled to be.
Another woman is now hiring that same attorney after an ugly encounter on an American Airlines flight. Passengers say a flight attendant forcefully removed her double-wide stroller, knocking the mother in the head and nearly hitting one of her babies. American Airlines immediately removed that crew member, apologized, and lined up special treatment for the rest of her trip. An emotional day for longtime race fans. NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. is ready to call it a career. The 42-year-old missed the final 18 races of last year's NASCAR season due to concussion-like symptoms. He returned to action earlier this year but has struggled, recording just 1 top 10 and 8 starts this year. He's won more than 24 times on NASCAR's top circuit, including 2 Daytona 500s. He's been named the most popular driver in the circuit for 14 straight years, but now plans to retire, but not until the end of this racing season. Earnhardt says he wanted his retirement announcement to be his choice rather than something that was decided for him. He will be missed on the track. Still to come in your Suncoast News, another major smartphone flaw for Samsung, why the company is already having to launch a new software update for its new S8 phone. Plus, New York bagels on the Suncoast, the new deli on the Suncoast offering Big Apple bites. Straight ahead.
Introducing the all-new Alfa Romeo Giulia, a performance masterpiece. Race-inspired handling and lightning-fast response times take your drive to the next level. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Julia from Alfa Romeo. Appearance. Performance. Power. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Ever bribed your children with ice cream or baked them a cake to cheer them up? Well, new research suggests you may want to think twice about doing that. With more, here's ABC News senior medical contributor Dr. Timothy Johnson.
They don't call them Happy Meals and comfort food for nothing, whether used as a reward for good behavior or as a comfort for when a kid is having a rough time at school. For many parents, food is a tool to make things better. But today, new evidence suggesting that this kind of emotional feeding may be setting your child up for an unhealthy relationship with food. Researchers in Norway studied nearly 3,500 school-age children to see how their parents' emotional feeding could be affecting their health down the line. Children with parents who fed their stomachs to affect their feelings were more likely to eat according to their emotional state later on. And since emotional eating is not related to hunger, experts worry that it can lead to obesity. The message to parents? Try to find a different way to encourage or soothe your children, because while food can occasionally be a great way to show your love or concern, making it synonymous with comfort has its risks. With this Medical Minute, I'm Stephanie Ramos.
April is National Donate Life Month, a great time to think about becoming an organ donor. Every 10 minutes, another person is added to the National Organ Transplant waiting list, and 22 people die every day waiting for an organ. There's no age limit for organ and tissue donation. You really can make a difference. One organ and tissue donor can save the lives of 8 people and improve the health of 50 more. You can visit the health news section of our website, mysuncoast.com, for a link that has more information. Let's get more information on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Scott. Beautiful day. This is again over Bimini Bay, and you can see a few clouds making its way in from the Gulf of Mexico, but really lots of sunshine, and the water temperature now right around 77 degrees in most areas. It's keeping things rather comfortable right near the coast, and it looks as though we will see a gradual warming trend, though. It'll be mild on Wednesday. Temperatures just a couple degrees below average, but will stay dry, too. Then 90-degree temperatures are possible on Friday most everywhere, but for the most part, inland areas on Thursday as quickly as that. And then staying dry, unfortunately, as you know, and most everyone knows, it's just way too dry here right now. And that's going to continue as a result of this mid to upper level dryness that's moved on in. With a westerly flow, we don't look for any big drop of any kind of frontal systems either over the upcoming days. There is an area of high pressure which is building in from the north, which will block another cold front from entering into the weather picture. And this is not rainfall. Again, military exercises going off down in the Keys, and that looks like rain, but it's not. 77 degrees right now, the current temperature, sunshine, and the dew point temperature is really nice at 55 degrees. We have a west wind at 10, and the pressure now 29.85 inches, and that is slowly rising again as that area of low pressure, which brought us all the windy weather yesterday, exits off to the northeast. The high today, a couple degrees below average at 78. The low this morning was right at average at 63, but it felt a lot nicer out there with that low humidity around. 92, the record high temperature, and no rainfall to report today. We're nearing 8 inches below average, and it looks as though we won't see much of a chance all week long. Tomorrow, look for just a few clouds now and again. Temperatures still right around 80 degrees for the high. We'll see temperatures a little bit warmer if you go east of I-75 in the low to mid 80s there. The RPM forecast model showing a southern draw of moisture now coming back into the picture, so the humidity will start to increase slowly, especially on Thursday and Friday in advance of this frontal system. You'll notice as I put the map into motion, the front comes down over the panhandle, and then that's where it ends up, where it eventually fades away. So we'll stay in the heat. High temperatures into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees on Thursday, Friday, and even into the weekend. Although the weekend may be just a little bit cooler as a result of some increase in cloud cover due to the moisture coming up from the south. Overall, the big story, northeast getting hammered by some heavy rainfall there from Maine all the way down into Pennsylvania, as well as into West Virginia. The nation's capital had a cloudy day today with some rain nearby, some bigger storms just offshore, and snow falling in Rapid City, South Dakota right now, and also in the mountains of Colorado, all the way up into Wyoming and Montana, getting some late season snow there. Denver, it's 46. That's where all the cold air is right now, and much warmer though. It's 78 now in Chicago. Warmer there than it is here along the Sun Coast. 81 in St. Louis, 70 in Detroit. Toronto much cooler at 48, and Boston at 46. For boaters tomorrow, south winds will start off at 5 to 10. They'll pick up to 15 in the afternoon. We'll have a moderate chop. Again, seas running right around 2 feet, maybe a little higher in the afternoon. The water temperature 78 now, taken at the end of the Venice Pier, and beaches will see a high tomorrow right at 79. Upcoming tides for low tide at Sarasota Bay, 7:39 and a high at 1:23. Another low tide at 7:23 in the morning. Mostly fair, comfortable, 63 for a low. Southeast winds 5 to 10. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine and high temperatures will warm to near 80 degrees. South winds at 5 to 10, and then the extended forecast is calling for chance for showers, but not much coming on in through next week. Really a chance at 20% on Monday and Tuesday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area, but traffic is backed up a little bit on Bee Ridge Road, right near US 41 in Sarasota. Some of Samsung's customers are seeing red and Samsung is now fixing it. Some customers have been complaining that the display on the brand new Galaxy S8 phones has a red tint. At first, the company pointed out that users could adjust the color settings on their own. But after a number of complaints, Samsung is now rolling out a software update that they hope will fix the issue. The outgoing CEO of Yahoo will get quite a payday when she steps aside. Marissa Mayer is projected to walk out the door with $186 million. That's the amount she'll receive from 4.5 million shares of Yahoo stock and options once Verizon completes its purchase of Yahoo. Mayer also will get a $3 million cash severance golden parachute. Verizon is buying Yahoo for $4.5 billion. The deal is expected to close sometime in June. New Yorkers can now get a little taste of the Big Apple right here on the Suncoast. Uncle Nick's New York-style bagels, subs, and deli is now open on Manatee Avenue West in Bradenton. The eatery already has 2 locations in Lakeland, but this is the first one here on the Suncoast. The menu includes a Reuben sandwich, burgers, sirloin steak, but the deli is mostly known for its bagels.
They're fresh and they taste authentic. It's not like a bagel that you get out of a box or something.
Breakfast is also served there all day long. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
The The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest-lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Legendary singer Elton John is taking time off from performing after being laid low by a bacterial infection. John says in a statement he was in intensive care for 2 nights because of an unusual bacterial strain. He caught the ailment while in South America, and John says he flew home from Brazil to the UK. He became violently ill during the flight. He sought treatment right away and was released from the hospital on Saturday, but John is still scrapping all of his April and May shows. Paul McCartney is adding a massive new run of U.S. dates to his one-on-one tour, and those dates include a show in Tampa. McCartney will play at Amalie Arena on July 10th. This will be the former Beatles' first time performing in the Bay Area since his tour back in 2005, which made a stop in St. Petersburg. Tickets for that show at Amalie Arena will go on sale May 1st at 10 a.m. Former Bachelor star Chris Soules is in trouble with the law. Authorities in Iowa arrested him in connection with a deadly car crash in Buchanan County. Police say Soules fled after his pickup truck collided with a tractor last night. The collision pushed both vehicles into ditches, killing the tractor's driver. Soules was arrested today, where a judge set his bond at $10,000. He starred on the 19th season of ABC's The Bachelor back in 2015. Lena Dunham just wrapped up the HBO series Girls, but she's already working on a new project. The actress will join others from Girls to bring a digital newsletter to real life. LennyLetter.com will come to the stage as a variety show called Lenny America IRL. It will tour 6 cities beginning May 31st in St. Louis. The show will feature music, comedy, and spoken word performances. And we'll be right back with more news and your forecast for the rest of the week. Stay with us.